welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's top stories, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan's Nantou County caused 1 death, some 80 injuries, and damaged many buildings. In China, we see how the opening of the Tzu Suzhou Grounds and Health Promotion Center is already winning the hearts of local residents. And in the United States, New Jersey Tzu volunteers are handing out new uniforms to underprivileged students in Atlantic City. We kick off today's program in Taiwan at 10:03 in the morning of Wednesday, March 27th. An earthquake of 6.1 magnitude struck Nantou County's DaAi Township, and the tremor was felt by many cities and townships around the island. To date, the death of a 72-year-old woman has been confirmed in Nantou, who was killed by a collapsed wall close to home. Some 80 injuries have also been reported, and several buildings island-wide were damaged.
When the earthquake struck, a temple wall in Jiji Township collapsed, which took the life of a 72-year-old senior who was working alongside the wall. It wasn't until noon before neighbors noticed the senior was missing, and her body was later discovered beneath the debris. Upon receiving the news, Tzu volunteers arrived to console the senior's family members. Also affected by the earthquake were participants attending this Health Bureau seminar.
I am here at the Health Bureau of the Nantou County government, and through the camera we can see a huge hole in the ceiling, the result of the earthquake.
Unfortunately, the falling ceiling hit a seminar participant, causing serious injuries to her spine. Also another mishap, boulders tumbled down a mountainside, which smashed a moving vehicle beyond recognition. However, the driver was lucky enough to escape and suffered only minor leg injuries.
I was driving, then suddenly a pile of boulders came tumbling down.
As for Nantou's Puli, fires broke out in 2 residential homes, with one of the homeowners suffering a slight burn. And in the Yongjia community of Zhongliao Township, cracks could be seen in the walls of some 60 apartments. Moving to Fazhi Elementary School in Ren'ai Township, through CCTV camera footage, we see students running around enjoying their break time. But when the quake hits, panicked students dash to safety. As the ground shakes violently, the TVs hanging from the ceiling sway too.
The
magnitude 5 earthquake in Taichung City was no less terrifying, as cracks could be seen on the exterior of this 10th-floor apartment building in Dali.
The sight inside is just startling. As you can see, the cement wall is starting to peel off and there is a huge crack right here.
Is the safety of the building a cause for concern? This is in fact 2 buildings, both with different structural layouts which were joined together, and the cracks are actually expansion joints reserved during the time of construction.
It prevents 2 buildings colliding during an earthquake, so it's normal for it to be split open here.
And here in Zhanghua, a convenience store employee was injured by falling objects and was admitted to the hospital after suffering multiple injuries to her waist and legs. Also in Zhanghua, an entire brick wall collapsed into a neighboring house, smashing the living room beyond recognition. Fortunately, no one was injured. Despite the island often being frequented by earthquakes, members of the public should remain vigilant and take the necessary precautions for disaster prevention.
The sudden tremor which shook central Taiwan on the morning of March 27 rattled the hearts of students and teachers in schools around the island. Security cameras captured teachers of Heping Elementary School leading their students to seek cover on their sports field, while the school reconstructed by Tzu's Project Hope in the aftermath of the 9/1 earthquake, the Taiping Junior High School, withstood the quake with the structure remaining undamaged.
The earthquake sent students and teachers into a state of panic as the security camera captured footage of teachers of Heping Elementary School hurrying their students onto the sports field while holding plastic mats over their heads as protection. Concerned parents flocked to the school.
I was worried, so I came to check up on my kid. As long as they are fine, I'm relieved.
Seeing their children unscathed puts worried hearts to rest. The 9/1 earthquake destroyed much of Taiping Junior High School, and the 6.1 magnitude earthquake today left many teachers and students in fear. Fortunately, this was one of the schools reconstructed by Tzu Chi's Project Hope, thus the exterior structure remained undamaged.
We are very fortunate as the main structure didn't suffer any damage.
Due to the severe tremor, the ceiling boards of 2 of the classrooms collapsed. Fortunately, no one was injured. The school has already contacted a construction company to carry out inspections to ensure the safety of its teachers and students.
Also on disasters, but moving to the Philippines, 2 fires broke out in the cities of Manila and Malabon, leaving some 300 households without roofs over their heads. After a quick disaster assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived to hand out daily necessities, bringing both aid supplies and emotional support to the victims.
This is fire survivor Arnold De Monte, who is showing Tzu Chi volunteers around his neighborhood, now destroyed. 50-year Arnold De Monte says that he has encountered 5 fire disasters in his life, this time being the worst as he lost everything.
When the firefighters arrived, it was too late and the fire was already out of control. We were very scared and ran for our lives when we saw the fire. Luckily, the fire only took away belongings and everyone is safe.
A merciless fire occurred in the Manila slum in the Philippines, affecting a total of 240 households. To help those affected by the fire, after a disaster assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly handed out relief supplies.
Tzu Chi volunteers are different compared to other charity organizations. The volunteers provide us with daily necessities and much-needed emotional support.
I'm very thankful to Tzu Chi for providing us with relief supplies, and this is something money can't buy. Right now it feels like we are in heaven because Tzu Chi has provided us with endless hope.
Meanwhile, a fire also broke out in the city of Malabon, leaving many residents without roofs over their heads. Currently, fire survivors are staying at a nearby church. Tzu Chi volunteers arrive with relief supplies and second-hand clothes.
The clothes provided by Tzu Chi helps us a lot because I lost everything in the fire. I don't even have clothes to change into because I only have this pair of pants and t-shirt.
We are very lucky because no one was hurt and all we lost were belongings. The volunteers told us that it is better to give than to receive. As long as we are alive, there's hope.
At the end of the distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers lead a prayer with the fire victims as they hope to alleviate them from sorrows while helping them gain the strength to move on.
In Jiangsu Province, China, the Tzu Chi Suzhou Health Promotion Center has been on a trial run beginning September of last year. Since then, the medical institute, aimed at raising awareness on the importance of health prevention, has won the support of many local residents and government officials. In conjunction with the Tzu Chi Suzhou grounds, which is the first Tzu Chi chapter grounds to be established in the nation, the two held a grand opening ceremony on March 27th.
The first person to enter through the doors of the Suzhou Tzu Chi grounds is Chen Yunlin, the chairman of the Association for Relations Across the Taiwan Straits. Volunteers put on a beautiful sign language performance paired by the treacherous journey of Venerable Jianzhen. As the doors open at the Suzhou Tzu Chi grounds and Health Promotion Center, cross-straits relations between China and Taiwan are also drawing closer.
Today, both sides of the strait is able to experience this peaceful environment. It has not been without the help of Tzu Chi volunteers.
Since the Eastern Flood of China in 1991, Tzu Chi volunteers' love have not ceased in this country, and the evidence can be seen at the Jingsi Hall in Suzhou.
From our disaster relief to charity work, being here in China, we hope to raise the level of life in local residents and at the same time raise our own self-worth.
Although today is the grand opening ceremony, Tzu Chi's Health Promotion Center in Suzhou has been up and running since last September.
You look healthy now, but what about in the next 5, 10, or 20 years? The medical problems you will have accumulated can't be foretold.
Local government officials also agree that preventive measures are the best solution to medical problems.
This center not only has some of the most advanced medical equipment, but it also has high-quality doctors and nurses to take care of you.
Before sickness actually happens, if we can change lifestyles, detect problems early, then we can achieve great results.
效果非常的好。走进健康促进中心，可以看到四周布满了花木盆栽。
When walking into the Health Promotion Center, you can see the building is infused with Tzu Chi's brand of culture.
相当的温馨。
We are one with the Tzu Chi Foundation, as we also aim at providing help for the needy.
With the opening of the Suzhou Tzu Chi grounds and the Health Promotion Center, Tzu Chi is sure to continue to make its mark on local residents' lives.
Following the opening ceremony on March 27th, the Suzhou Tzu Chi Grounds and Health Promotion Center has officially opened to the public. In our report on Suzhou yesterday, we learned of Tzu Chi's 20 years of charity work in the country. In today's report, we go back 900 years ago, where during the Song Dynasty, Fan Zhongyan, a renowned politician and literary figure, set up a charitable service here to serve the poor and needy.
When mentioning Suzhou, what comes to mind for most people is the image of its iconic black and white houses, old streets, and canals. The old town is not only as beautiful as a traditional Chinese painting, but also full of humanitarianism.
A prominent politician, Fan Zhongyan of the Song Dynasty, once set up a charitable house, school, and field to serve the community here in Suzhou. The location of Tzu Chi's Jinshi Books and Cafe on Shiquan Street was also a charitable house in the Ming and Qin dynasty.
To expand Tzu Chi's presence in the local community, the Suzhou Tzu Chi Grounds was established. This gray building perfectly integrates itself with the iconic buildings of the town.
The Suzhou Tzu Chi Grounds incorporates the tradition of Chinese gardens. The architecture you see today not only reflects a Tzu Chi style, but is also full of Suzhou's own elements.
To protect the ecology and the heritage of the area, the old trees and green space were kept untouched during the construction, and these two mansions built in the early 20th century were well managed and conserved by the government.
These buildings need to be preserved and cannot be torn down without permission. We had to follow government regulations in conserving these buildings.
To preserve the building, Tzu Chi adopted a special technique to shift its location. The buildings inside the Tzu Chi grounds also emphasizes energy-saving considerations. The installation of big windows for sufficient sunlight saves on electricity for lighting, and a rainwater harvesting system collects rainwater to an underground reservoir for later use. This is the geothermal heat pump air conditioning system. Unlike normal methods, such a system can arrive at the goal of zero carbon emissions and thus doesn't cause any environmental pollution. The special air conditioning system inside the building can preserve the heat underground in the summer and reserve it for use in the winter. Walking inside the Suzhou Tzu Chi grounds, people not only feel the beauty of humanitarianism that cleanses their heart, but also realize the importance of environmentalism.
Staying in China, Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers and their scholarship recipients recently visited a local nursing home in Luodian County, Guizhou Province. During the event, volunteers not only prepared sing-along songs, but also danced the day away with the senior residents.
Today, Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chi scholarship recipients are visiting a local nursing home in Luodian County. To welcome the volunteers, two seniors step up with a song. Despite forgetting the lyrics, everyone still gives the senior a warm round of applause. Next, another senior sings a famous patriotic song. In spite of his old age, the singer sings loud and clear. Among the volunteers is a group of students from Minzu Junior High School who take the chance to share Jingzi aphorisms with the singers. During the 2-hour event, Tzu Chi volunteers not only bring laughter, but also help the seniors temporarily forget their age and condition. At the end of the event, the seniors have only 3 words to say. In spite of the event coming to an end, the bonds between the seniors and volunteers have grown stronger. And thanks to the visit, several high school students have also learned the happiness of giving.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy in the United States last October, city volunteers carried out a series of immediate and mid to long-term relief work to help the disaster victims. In Atlantic City, New Jersey, many children from the Texas Avenue School have lost their school uniforms after the flooding and could not afford to purchase new ones. Upon learning of the situation, city volunteers soon arrived to hand out new uniforms to these youngsters.
Knowing that students of the Texas Avenue School in New Jersey needed new uniforms, city volunteers arrived at the school with boxes of new ones. Last year's Hurricane Sandy caused severe damage in Atlantic City, where the life of low-income families became even more difficult.
The principal of the school said many of their students had no uniforms to wear even before the disaster because they couldn't afford it.
The school provides them with free breakfast and lunch as their families cannot afford their meals.
Seeing Tzu Chi volunteers for the first time, these students are shy to say thank you, but wear smiles and give hugs to express their gratitude.
For my children who now have a uniform to wear, and they don't have to wear the same uniform every day. They can change, and their parents the parents are just so grateful.
There have been charities here, but not giving like you guys have given. I think the host ceremony, the kids will learn hopefully how to give back.
Thank you for being a role model for us.
Tzu Chi volunteers hope that these students will remember the organization's spirit of helping those in need when putting on their new uniform and spread this great love to others.
Back to Taiwan, as the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents is set to happen this weekend in Hualien, a crew of volunteers and staff members are working tirelessly to ensure the smooth running of the event. Although these behind-the-scenes volunteers may not get the glory of those on stage, but they are nonetheless just as important.
Here in Hualien, construction crews are working to set up the stage for the upcoming sign language performance. As there is no freight elevator, the crew has to manually move the scaffolding inside the hall.
It's difficult to move the poles as we have to carry each one individually inside. If it was outside, it would be easier to assemble.
The lights, the stage, all of it is for the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents performance this weekend. Even a lighting engineer from DaAi TV is here to help make sure all the lights are working properly.
I'm making sure all the light bulbs work and then editing the lights.
After the facilities are set up, Tzu Chi volunteers get to work on decorating the venue.
It's difficult to get this straight, so we have to put it tight.
As volunteers make sure every detail is correct, they adjust each poster many times before they are finally presentable for the performance.
Doing good deeds, keeping our vows, and filial duties are all the tasks that the Buddha must accomplish. We hope by this performance we can fulfill the vow of Master Zheng Yan and the Buddha.
The crew behind the scenes are just as important as those on stage, as volunteers from across the island prepare for this weekend's musical performance.
While students in Tziji's education mission in Hualien are practicing for this musical, Tziqings from the Yuanzi University in Taoyuan invited students to join them on a trip to a special home, and their counterparts from the National Penghu University of Science and Technology visited their local nursing home to care for the senior residents there. Despite the 60 years of difference in age and language barrier, Tziqings from the National Penghu University of Science and Technology visit the senior residents at this local nursing home each month.
Yes, eating vegetables is healthy. You should eat more than. You see, you are too skinny. Every time I see you, you are becoming thinner. That's not good.
95-year-old Hong Niang almost forgot she once taught her grandchildren paper folding.
This is my love and blessing for you. I wish you good health.
Meanwhile, in Taoyuan, Tziqings from the Yuanzi University invited students to join them on a visit to a special home to share their love with those in greater need.
I saw how a 10-year-old soul is trapped in a body on a senior, and that makes me sad.
Seeing those less fortunate has inspired these university students to cherish what they have. Among the students, Li Huijing was in a bike accident the day before, but still arrived to take part.
Seeing these little angels, I feel that I am really blessed and I should be content. I shouldn't be too greedy for material things.
Gaining more in return while giving to the needy, these young people are on their way to a bright future. The DaAi technology, known for its green product and the signature blanket used at Tziji's international relief work, recently traveled to China's Beijing to take part in the 2013 China International Clothing and Accessories Fair. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.